Noon the show by Lauderdale, Jones, Scott, and Smith. Winston, Leak, you better act right. Don't drive slow and be wild at night. 'Cause you need to know that if you do, that Scotty Ray is watching you.
He's everywhere! He's everywhere!
That man is faster than a scalded cat. If you do something dumb, then you better run with haste. Scotty Ray's at a wreck before it ever takes place.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. How are you doing?
And I'm doing great. Had a good weekend. And, Amy got her some trigger fish, so everybody is happy.
Trigger fish?
Trigger fish.
What is that?
This is an ugly fish.
Well, it's not bass or catfish, so I'm a little confused.
So it lives deep down in the ocean. It's actually pretty good. It's meat. I don't eat fish because I don't like the texture of the meat. Now I'll eat
Trigger
fish.
trigger
Trigger
fish.
fish is pretty good.
Well, that's a new one on me.
Yeah.
I stick to the basics of bass, catfish, and shrimp, and things of that nature.
And I don't
I ain't into no
crawfish.
octopus.
I don't deal with that. No.
There's people that say it's a delic. How do you say that word?
Delicacy.
That word. Yes,
We
sir.
went to, we were in North Mississippi at one of the Chinese restaurants, and they had a big pan of nothing but little small octopi. Let me tell you, that was some strange looking stuff.
I can only.
It wasn't but about 2.5 inches tall or so, but still, I'm not eating a small octopi or a big octopi.
Are you familiar with this lady here, Leslie? Let me get her picture up there where you can see it. Her name is Leslie Charlson.
No, not right off.
She has passed away. She was a star of General Hospital. She's been on there forever. She was 79.
That's why I don't remember.
50 years of being on there.
Wow.
That's a long time. So she
That's a
started
heap. Yeah.
very young doing that. So we send condolences to that. Daily Mail passing that information on. And of course, we lost Sam Moore over the weekend, blues singer there.
That was terrible.
So it's always 3. So who will be number 3 in the
Yeah.
famous world? But it's always that way in a small community or big community. It generally is 3. And also, let me say this: we lost a dear sweet soul that was from Scuba, Mississippi, Miss Frances Robinson over the weekend. I went to her funeral yesterday, and boy, she's going to be missed. She raised half of Scuba. She was. We all hung out at their house, and she was sweet as she could be. So we lost a great one there in Scooby Doo.
You don't hear me now. Everybody's telling me to get closer.
How about that?
Hey, he turned my switch on.
Yeah, Odie was being ugly, and I didn't turn his mic on. Bro.
He thought I was talking bad with triggerfish, huh?
Oh, there you go, triggerfish. I sure didn't do it since we'd switched from one show to the next. I didn't have the other one on there.
It'd be all right. We're back now.
As we talk about what's going on, Will Rogers' home, one of the ones that's been lost in Hollywood.
Wow, a lot of news coming out of that area. Good and bad.
It's star after star that's lost their home. And one does think that this could have been an accident, probably started. We don't know that yet. They're still investigating it, but probabilities are high. You had 3 different fires in the area.
Well, so they haven't had very much rain at all over there. It's extremely dry, and that ground cover, extremely dry. It does not take much. A little amber, some wind, and there you go. You've got a fire. Well, you can have a fire in one area, and with it being dry and windy, that amber could go a couple miles down the road, land in some brush, ideal situation.
Good.
Now you got another fire. So it could be just spread from its own with the wind. Extremely dry over there. We get paranoid when it gets dry here.
We sure do.
And we don't have near the ground cover that they've got.
Could be that the mayor cut back all this money from the fire department, told them they didn't need that money to fight fires. It could be that there was no water because they were trying to save some fish that we don't know about. We in America have got to get down to taking care of Americans. America should come first. We love spotted fish, but a human life is so much more important than trying to keep whatever they were doing. We got to have water and we got to take care of people. That's my 2 cents for the day on that there. Pana Hills is joining us. Bunny.
Good morning. Good morning.
North Carolina is up. Deborah? Look at that.
Ooh, Charles said it's 2 degrees.
Yeah. Where's this?
Webster City, Iowa.
Wind chill of negative 13. Yeah.
Burr.
Webster City, Iowa. Yeah, I think I'm going to let y'all keep that up there. Can you actually?
Yeah.
I wonder if that cold is different than our cold. You know, when it's
a drier cold, but it's still cold.
Negative 13. I don't care how you slice it. We got a lot to talk about this morning of things that went on over the weekend. We had a lot of fires in our own area. We've had a robbery in Philadelphia. We'll tell you all about that. And then also a Dollar General clerk who was assaulted while just doing her job. We'll tell you about all that. It's up and coming with Scotty Ray and Odie as we begin this day together. Y'all don't rush off.
Are you tired of your old car being a dud? Well, come into Kia Meridian where we're giving up to $3,000 over KBB for your trade-in. We have interest rates as low as 0.9% and up to $3,000 in rebates. Come in at the Kia Meridian and drive off in a new car and a new you for the new year. Come see us.
Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Best Sadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Best Sadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954. The tractors are rolling at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494. Drop in and see Keith, Cornbread, or Buttermilk. They've got a tractor that fits the need that you have. Whether it's a 26 horsepower, a 40, or bigger. Plus, they offer 0% financing for up to 96 months. Whether it's a part, a new tractor, 0% financing, or just simply a laugh. 601-626-8759, Highway 494 in Collinsville. That's Freeman Tractor. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie as we touch on a few presidential things. I don't know if you saw it. Sometimes you have to laugh at yourself.
I do.
We've all seen the video of Obama and Trump sitting next together laughing over the weekend. Trump shared somebody's lip reading expertise of what they were saying to where they put together a montage where they were talking about Kamala lost and Hillary doesn't like me down there. It was funny. And he shared it, and you have to give him credit for that. Other things, could there be trouble in paradise, as JD goes out on a limb. This could be kind of like, what was the guy from Alabama that crossed Trump early in the first administration? As we all know, Trump has made the vow, taken office, he's going to do away with those sentences of the J6.
Yep.
J.D. Vance is saying some of those deserve to stay in jail.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to ask him his opinion on what needs to happen there. We'll see if J.D. backs down or learns how to hush. It could cause problem in paradise.
Yeah, sometimes you do what the boss man says.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's one of those things of who was right, who was wrong. We've all seen the video of the doors being opened by police. No matter what they say, they held the door open. I saw it. We'll see where all that goes to. As we mentioned, Odie, this is one of those things, Philadelphia. Quiet little town for the most part. We had a robbery by a masked man. Friday night, 9:30 is when all this would go down. As I spoke to the police chief there, the Philly Express on Pecan Avenue, guy came in, he didn't show his gun, but he goes, I've got a gun. So
he didn't brandish it.
Right. He left with cash, but after those murders that happened in South Mississippi, we certainly take someone at their word that they could hurt you there. He drove away in a white SUV, tag unknown. They were still searching for that. You can read the story. We've got it here on the Scotty Ray Report there if you'd like to learn more about that. Unknown direction of travel at this point still at large. Now, that could change as police, that being Friday night, as they've had time to start going through, and today start going through cameras and trying to get a description of who, what, and how.
Changes appearance.
It does.
I didn't know it was that easy. Buddy said, well, I didn't recognize Odie in long sleeves. I don't recognize myself. I don't have very many long sleeves. and I lost my keys this morning. So I scrambled on it, found my keys, and I reached in the closet, grabbed a shirt, and that's when I realized, well, it's a long sleeve, but oh well, I got to go.
That's all I like is long sleeve.
So I'm short sleeve, and unless it's snowing. And then now if I'm out working in this stuff, then we're going to have on a jacket or something. But short sleeves, I'm not going to stay outside. I'm going to walk through it till I get inside. I'm going to be in short sleeves.
I was out and about Friday night as well, and Sandflatt, which is going to be right up from Bonita Lakes, right down from Sam's. You know where the Dollar General, I almost called it a Walmart. The Dollar General is on the right, kind of sits off to itself there. Yep. And it's a discrepancy of whose it is, because I always get confused as to who works a wreck, highway patrol, the city, or the county. And I had in my head that the store was actually a city. But the road out there is going to be city. The actual store is going to be county, so it falls under Sheriff Ward Calhoun. And I had to call Ward. I said, why are your policemen sitting up here? Why is a deputy in front? As we would dig into this, we did go live. There were gunshots fired. At least one. It could have been more. We're not real sure, Odie, on this, as they still investigate this. Maybe we'll hear more on this. But we had a store clerk, an employee, that was assaulted, that was struck, and then a gunshot was fired. I don't think it was fired at her, but a shot was fired either inside or outside the door right there. The man would flee, and I do believe he was arrested, as the description came out of the car by the Meridian Police Department right up the road from there. We wait to see charges.
Good job.
That's right. Deputies were there investigating, and she did, from what I understand, the ambulance did not leave with her while I was there, so that would be a refusal, meaning that the injuries weren't as bad as they could be.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, you shoot a gun. Well, I didn't shoot at her tough. You're still getting it.
Yeah, you don't do that.
No.
So that's one of the things that went on over the weekend. And again, no one was seriously hurt, and no one was struck by a bullet, but she did get struck, and so that becomes assault. And I don't know how that works, or if you're hit with a stick, if you're hit with the butt of a gun, if that makes a difference. I don't know. I'm not up on. We need to have Judge Lacey here. Where's Nick at?
Where you at, Nick?
We just need to have him sit over there in his robe all morning
with his gavel. And he can hit the gavel. Wait a minute, intervene. But prayers for her. That was her job.
Yeah.
Now, what does that do? Does she want to go back to work?
It make you kind of skittish.
Yeah. Charles, just hang in there. Don't hold your breath, but just hang in there for the press conference.
Well, we had a press conference from the city last week. Kind of left everybody else out. I do expect at some point there to be a press conference about this big.
Well, now that was county, so you might just have one.
Yeah, we may have one. We'll see what Ward has to say. At minimum, Ward will let you know whether it's. He lets you know what's happening. I can call him, and he's always going to tell me right from wrong and what he knows. It's not want to be one of those to where he doesn't answer me.
Impartial.
He is.
This is what happened.
And I like that. We have to have that in our law enforcement, because you, the people, pay everybody's salaries, and, well, it's your safety that we're talking about.
Yeah, and then like Bob said, instead of Nick bringing a gavel, we can have Nick with a stick.
Here's your sign. Nick's doing a great job, one of our newest judges in the area. If you don't know Nick, you should meet him. He's a great person. Think a lot of him. He owns the subways in town.
You want to meet him at that job. You don't want to meet him at the other one.
Yeah. And sometimes he gets confused while he's on the bench and says, you want a 6-inch or a foot long? And I've seen some faces go.
Yeah. It's a short sentence or a long sentence?
As we continue along on this early Monday morning, let's talk about this for just a second, Odie. We do have the chance of some major snow. And no one knows what is right. You have one demographic showing that we're going to have a lot of snow, one showing that it's nothing. Everything that I've looked at so far, at best, we have a 24% chance. That's right now. We're 7 days away from it. It could change.
That's a long way out.
It is.
Weather-wise, that's a long way out. And however you feel about AI is what's being used to put together these forecasts from years ago, and all these conditions today What does it make out over the next 10, 15 days? So that's where our forecast comes from, is all these conditions in the history of 100 years, what has come out of that. And so they've seen this, 24%, not very high, that can change. On emergency management side, we use that to turn around and say, this is something that could be here, and that's what we're going to prepare for.
Now, there's
and
that other
hopefully it's
map
not.
that has it all the way from the top of the Mississippi all the way to the Gulf Coast with snow everywhere. Now, would I love to have that? Boy, wouldn't that be fun?
8 feet. I told you, I want 8 feet of snow. That
That's a-
way
that's a
nobody
little
can
much.
go nowhere.
That's a little much.
That way you
there.
don't have to worry about getting cars up and down the road. Yeah, that is too much.
Oh, boy. We'll see what happens there. European models are what normally pans out to be. We'll see what happens with all this. We're watching it carefully. Yesterday afternoon, we had another little incident. And I'm not a motorcycle rider. I'm sure there's a lot of you watching that do ride bikes. Is there a time of year you quit riding bikes because of deer season? Is it safer during the cold weather not to ride a bike because deer run out more often?
I really don't know. But, bikers, now they're riding year-round. They don't hold off.
We had an incident yesterday afternoon, Highway 80 West, Old Highway 80 there at Point Juanita Lake Road, where deer ran out in front of one, and they made contact. Ambulance was called. He was taken to a local hospital. But I was just curious because that's dangerous.
Greg's wife went bike riding yesterday.
Did she?
His real wife, not his TV wife.
Gotcha. How far did she make it?
I guess
Driveway?
all the way. No, they went on a road trip. Now, Greg doesn't ride.
I don't blame him. Not near a bit. But that's just curiosity. Apparently it doesn't. And it seems like at night would even be worse with the deer because they tear up some cars.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just small thoughts of what goes on with there. Coming up, we're going to tell you about a few wrecks that we've had. Plus, Odie, the fires, they continue to happen. I'm so shocked we hadn't had something this morning.
It is, it's devastating what's going on in our community with these house fires.
We've got that and so much more coming up here at the Scotty Ray Report. Y'all don't rush off. Let's get a smile, some coffee, maybe an egg or two. That'd be kind of nice.
Coffee works good.
Yes, sir. J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing. And as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes, with the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
When it comes to enhancing your outdoor experience, you need a companion that can keep up. The Kubota RTV 850 Sidekick at Parrish is your ultimate utility vehicle for every adventure. From the deer camp, trail riding, or just working on the farm, the Sidekick delivers powerful performance and versatility. These units start at $15,499 cash and have a $2,000 rebate. Financing is available as low as $285 a month.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Patrick Allen Companies has a wide selection of garage doors that will fit your style, add value to your home, and add curb appeal to your neighborhood. Patrick Allen also has top-of-the-line, energy-efficient replacement windows that will make your home look great while saving you money. We're family-owned and operated, and we take pride in our work. 5305 Highway 145 South in Meridian.
For all your garage doors and replacement windows,
Call Patrick Allen Companies. Safety, service, satisfaction.
Welcome back, Scotty Ray and Odie, as we begin a gorgeous Monday morning, already January the 13th of a new year. I was looking back at statistics crime-wise. It was January 18th of last year before we had our first shooting. So,
Well, I hope we
hadn't had anything
record.
so far.
We don't need to bust that record. We need to go a year without anything like that.
I
and
think
continue to push that forward.
I think you would be sniffing something if that were to happen there.
Look, I can always pray for the best, but you're right.
I think reality is going to bite us on that one. It is a good wish there.
It is.
What was it? Bob was saying he wished they had changed the name of Hojo's to the Rut. I think that's what happened down there every night.
Well, it was a rutting season down there.
We were talking about deer is what that's about. Right
Yeah.
now is the rut. Deer bucks are chasing does. They look
If
so
you see
cute.
that
they
doe
can't
running, you better slow down.
hit them brakes because he's coming behind her.
And he doesn't care what's
Kind of like
coming.
alfalfa chasing. I'm in the mood for
Darling.
love.
Yeah. Poor darling.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to clock this, and again, we don't know exactly what happened, but we're going to say maybe this was a medical emergency that caused this originally. I-20 yesterday morning, there was an accident, and as you can see the tracks here, this is coming up on the 49th Avenue exit there. If you'll see the tracks through there. We got us a car hit that sign and comes down, and then runs up under where all these people are standing. And let's go on to the next slide here. Pole has been knocked out there, Odie, and it ran off the road, swerved, and then went on the bridge and struck the pillars of the bridge. Now, miraculously, boy, look at that word I'm using this morning.
And you went right through.
I did. No stumbles there. No one was hurt. And we think it was some form of a blink of a medical emergency that caused it to begin with. We're not 100%, but we're pretty close on that as to what happened. Could have been a lot worse than that.
No damage to the bridge.
Right. Got a little
That was
scuff
checked
mark.
out. Yep.
So all is well that ends well, I guess you could say on that.
Yeah. Patricia, thank you so much, and we appreciate you watching every day.
We had, there was bets going on of how the car was going to get out of there because nobody had enough cable to go down and around.
Yeah.
So Lewis Recker loaded up a skid steer and came on down, hooked to it and drug it out and then loaded it.
There you go.
Took
That's
care
the
of
way
it.
to do it.
That'll work. But we've seen it to where they pick up over the bridge where it's just impossible to go down. Now, the need for speed. Sometimes I would be caught within the first 50 yards because I am not a runner. I can't do it. So we had one of those incidents to where a traffic stop happened over the weekend. The Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department would be involved in this. This was at the Shell station, Highway 19, before you get to Walmart.
Yeah.
They would make a traffic stop, had two people in it, Odie, and as the deputy was getting out, there they went. All they saw was Nikes heading off into the darkness.
What is it you always say? Boogie there, boogie there.
Here you go. They would run that direction, and then, of course, the car was off. And I know what you're thinking. The car was stolen. It was not. So that leads you to believe that you have to step outside the box and believe that one of them had something on them that they just didn't want to be caught with. And
Yeah.
fleeing was their only option in their mind.
Well, that's like running and throwing your driver's license to the cop and say, "Here, meet me at the house."
Yeah, because they're coming. Because tag and
Yeah.
that kind of matches, and they know where you live.
Yeah, you left a big ID behind.
And let me say this, because there's a lot of talk about tags. People look at your tag every day. They're behind you. They pass by it at Walmart. They see your tag. If they were going to do something with it, they could. And I say that because sometimes we do our best not to show them, but a lot of times tag off in the distance will be shown. Oh, you're showing a tag. People look at your tag every day. Every day.
Yeah.
Millions and thousands, and we'll go with thousands. We don't have millions in Meridian, but thousands look at your tag. And if they wanted to do something, they could do that. Just stating fact there.
It's not the easiest in the world to get a tag ringing.
Now, you got to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody.
Yeah.
Uncle Odie.
So
Homeland Security.
we do that very sparingly.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But I'm sure that there are times that everybody has to know these things there, who, what, and how. Over the weekend, is anybody doing without their telephone out in
Can you hear me now?
in the Martin area?
But this is a landline. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The minivan that was a telephone box. Let me show this a little bit better. You know how they sit there and it's got all that metal?
Yeah,
It's
boy.
gone.
So if you got a landline in that area, chances are your landline is not working today.
I even got the video to this, and you see the car go down the road, and you hear, whoa, boom.
I imagine it.
It was loud, to say the least.
That's a lot of little bitty wire that you got to pair back together.
I wouldn't want to be the AT&T guy this morning.
You know, he'd be going, oh, where does them two go?
That would be tough, y'all.
half of those people are going to get a new number this afternoon.
That's too much trouble. I would not be your guy. I was the one that would always burn up those Pioneer radios trying to hook them up. Wire would touch something that it wasn't supposed to, and then a little smoke would appear out of it. I learned early on that I was not your radio installer. A lot of people enjoyed that stuff and were good at it.
Yeah.
I was not one of them. They are warning, and keep this even as far south as us, as we look at what's going on in L.A., there's going to be scams of people calling you asking for money to help those. And automatically you want to help those that are less fortunate, that are in a time of crisis. But keep that in mind. There's a lot of scams. Be sure what you're giving to.
You know your regular people, however you want to feel about it. I'm not saying use them. I'm not saying not use them, but whatever. But you've got the Red Cross that helps. You got Salvation Army. You've got your regular companies that do this. If you want to give to them, and make sure that your money is going to an actual place that's recognized, not just somebody overseas.
Now, I brought this up during the first show, and I, as I stated then, I don't know if it's the truth. As we look at North Carolina, to where that devastation went through, the U.S. of A. government gave about $750 per family to try to get back on their feet. That's not a lot of money. Now, again, let's back up. Is it the government's responsibility to buy you out of it? No, it's not. But rumor is, and this is where I don't know, that they're giving families in California, and Biden has already said federal government's going to pay for the whole thing, that they're giving $25,000 per family. Is that true? Because, and again, I haven't seen it from a real source yet. That's just, I caught a glimpse of it, and that would just not be fair if that was going on.
$750 if they've registered online,
which they did not have internet. You got to remember North Carolina
until two people showed up,
Elon
and Donald Trump, and brought internet to every one of those people. But the next thing is, we're going to come take care of you at 100%. But when we have devastation and we have a local emergency, a state of emergency, and then federal emergency, and we put in for, we'll look for them, and we put in for reimbursement, the bad thing is you're only getting 75%. You've got to spend that money, and then you get 75% back. And he's told them 100%. So what about the rest of America that's followed the same rules forever and ever, that once we get all our paperwork together, we sit there and submit it, and FEMA looks at it, and we change it, and they submit it, and it goes back and forth, and finally it gets approval, and we have to wait for a year to finally get our money back. We only get 75% that reimburses the county for what we actually spent.
Well,
but now he's over there going, man, look, I got y'all. I'll take care of y'all 100%. What about us in the landmass?
Seriously, we got people living in tents up in the Carolinas. Tragedy. We'll watch this. I'm going to try to find out today if that's fiction or if this actually true of what's going on there. Now, again, I don't want anybody to take me wrong. I know the folks in California need help just like those in the Carolinas do. And in the U.S. should help as much as we can when we get to the bottom of what's reality and what's not.
America stood up when it came to them and put things together and got clothes, got money.
Sure did.
And took to them. And that was awesome. Seeing America stand up and what was done here locally, man, it makes your heart.
The Amish, let's talk about what they done.
A's Taste of Thai, cooked food, put it on an airplane, sent it up there, and these folks had hot meals twice a day.
That's good.
Fed from right here.
Can't get any better than that.
No, you can't.
Up and coming, we're going back in history. Take a little time test. Do you remember this stuff? We'll do that next. Scotty Ray and Odie. Let's face it, accidents are going to happen. If a deer jumps out in front of your car, go see my friends and professionals at Chet's Paint and Body Shop in Center Hill. Chet can help you navigate through this confusing world of insurance by providing photo estimates to insurance companies and the right to choose the body shop of your choice. From a minor scratch to a major collision, Chet has you covered. Chet offers quality repairs by trained and certified technicians with a lifetime warranty on all repairs. That's Chet's Paint and Body Shop.
Looking for a deal you can't pass up? Right now, drive off in a quality used car for just $299 down and only $299 a month here at Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Meridian. That's right, Good, reliable cars, packed with features at a price you'll love. $299 down, $299 a month. Look, I'm not kidding. This is a real offer that our customers have taken advantage of for years now. Come see us today, Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Meridian.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn.
Here we are.
Yeah, I couldn't get the button. I wasn't paying attention good enough there, Odie. As we remember, he's done. Was it The Untouchables? Was he in that also, or am I just imagining this?
I don't remember him being in The Untouchables.
That was somebody else, maybe. But this guy was definitely. What was the TV show that you watched?
Unsolved Mysteries.
Y'all remember this guy, Robert Stack, where he'd stand in the shadows there and describe something? Robert Stack was born in 1919 today. A lot of those shows have just faded away. Is the one still on of the guy that had his son kidnapped? And then he done America's Most Wanted?
America's Most Wanted. I think it plays some. I think there's a new deal. It's not just America's Most Wanted. I think it's a new deal that he's doing.
I can see his face, and I just can't call his name.
Yeah. Unsolved Mysteries, I think is. Well, I know it's still playing, but I don't know if we've got any new ones like that.
As we go to 1929, we would lose a legend, a myth, down at the OK Corral. Wider passed away quietly in Los Angeles, California. Believe it or not, he did exist. This is, I don't even know how to describe this. I only saw him when I was sick.
He was happy.
Yes, he was very happy all the time. Charles Nelson Riley, born on this day back in 1931. He did pass away in 2007, but you'll remember him from all those match games and all that, sitting next to Brett, the woman who sounded like she had just had a carton of Camels.
Well, she was smoking one on a stick, the whole game.
She did. Times have changed.
That's his name, John Walsh.
Yes.
Diane and Tony had us fixed up there.
We appreciate that. Anybody remember Cracklin' Rose, Song, Blue, Blue, and Sweet Caroline? The list goes on of big hits. He's got a birthday today. Neil Diamond, born back in 1941 on this date. For years, he was the #1 highest grossing entertainer that was on the road, believe it or not.
Oh, I can see that, yeah.
You Don't Bring Me Flowers Anymore. That's been said once or twice. As we go back to...
Bull.
Yeah, Night Court. We've all met somebody that resembles him. Richard Mole was born on this day. He was a big old boy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He was a good bailiff.
Yeah.
Is he on the new Night Court?
I don't think he's with us anymore. Oh. I could be wrong. The only one that made it to Night Court, the new one, is this guy here.
Yeah.
He's still alive. He's passed away.
Oh, the original judge?
Yeah, he's gone.
Well, I'll be darned.
He died young, if I remember correctly. Those things that happened. As we all, I remember when this first came out, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It was funny. It was a little bit different. And I couldn't keep up with the singing. I remember in high school a lot of people trying to do that. But it would be 1956 that the mom was born, Janet Whitten.
Well, I'll be darned.
She always seemed out of place.
She was the judge's wife.
She sure was. This makes Odie want to get up and do that dance that she
dance.
did.
I can dance just
out of
like
anything that ever happened on this show, that's what everybody remembers about her, the dance.
The dance.
As we go back to remember Julia Dreyfus. She was born on today in 1961, of course, on Seinfeld. It was that dance.
Yeah.
It did. So what do you remember the bald-headed guy for?
On the show?
Yeah. And I'll
being in the swimming pool where it was cold.
That's what I remember, too. And what we're referring to is he was changing his swimming trunks, and a woman opened the door, and she began giggling, and he goes... Water, it's cold. It was funny. And then the ugly baby. Boy.
Oh, yeah.
1962. This guy was born. We had him in Meridian. He's been at the Neshoba County Fair countless times. Trace Atkins, born today back in 62 out of Louisiana. Big old boy. His wife shot him once, and Well, he didn't even know it. That's how big old boy he is. He goes, well, maybe I deserved it years later.
Well,
I don't know what he done, but they were at the kitchen table
He knew
arguing,
it.
and she popped him.
Well, I deserved
I think he had to call his own ambulance, if I remember right.
Well, he owned up to it.
Ooh, come on, baby.
Let's do the twist.
It was 1962 that a new dance craze hit America. Now, the song was recorded by somebody else first, but it didn't hit until Chubby done it. And Chubby done
Checker
it
did
good. Didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Some of the greatest music we remember come from the 50s and 60s there. Blueberry Hill from Fats Domino.
Yeah.
We had a heap of them, didn't we?
Well, I mean, the oldies is what they're called now, but your 50s, 60s, and 70s, that's music. And you wonder, what are the millennials going to be listening to? Because this stuff that's going on now, it can't stand the test of
Somebody
time.
said something to me, hurt me yesterday. They said, the 90s was 30 years ago. And, it just doesn't register that was that long ago. Have mercy.
Yeah. Ooh.
You'll always be a fire, can't put out. Things like that pop in my mind from the late 80s and 90s and Chattahoochees and things of that nature.
Yeah, if you were born in the 90s, here's something else that'll scare you.
Oh, scare me.
You've never lived a day without the internet.
After 94, yeah. 93, 94.
93, I think, is about when it started coming out.
Especially, but you were too young to even know.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
How did we make it? We had to go knock on someone. Is Scotty Ray here? Can he come outside?
And you were attached to a wall.
Yeah.
Pretty Boy was born today, and that's what we're going to call him. They call him Dr. Dreamy, some do. Patrick Dempsey, born on this day back in '66. I don't even remember the show that he was on, but one of them hospital shows.
Yeah.
A bunch of people tuned in to watch him there. It would be 1968, one of the most talked about gold records, albums, probably platinum by now, would be recorded. And it would all start with that famous sound of, hello, I'm Johnny Cash. Live from Folsom Prison was recorded on that. If you saw the movie there where he told the record label didn't want to do it. But he said, January 13th, I'll be at Folsom Prison. If y'all want it, be there. And it all went down in history from there.
What's the one who portrayed him?
Joaquin,
yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix.
He did a great job.
Yeah. He's
outstanding.
He's a little different there.
Yeah, well, maybe that's why he fit in.
He did not play Dewey Cox.
No, he didn't.
Dewey! My wife just doesn't find the humor in that as much as I did. Cal Naughton Jr. Dewey.
Yeah.
Funny stuff, y'all. He did cross a line every now and then. 1969, Elvis went into the studio and would record Suspicious Minds. Anybody remember that? Wow, oh wow. And it would really sum up a few years later when him and, what's her face, got a divorce. Priscilla got a divorce. Suspicious Minds. We can't go on together. Dwight Yoakam would record it later on, and boy, what a great hit that was also. Elvis, ordinarily, songs are not re-recorded. Dwight's the only one I know that's ever gotten close to having another big hit with a song.
Well, Kevin brought it into reality.
What did he say?
If we needed the internet, we went to the Encyclopedia Britannica.
That's right. You better hope your parents had one or you had to go downtown.
And can you take me to the library? Oh, man, times were so tough, wasn't they?
They were. You had to plan ahead to do that.
Yeah.
As we go back to 1971, how do you start out a good day, Odie?
I kissed my angel good morning.
And love her like the devil when you get back home.
Get back home, that's it.
Charlie Pride, one of the best there was, Mississippi's own. He had such a distinctive sound, one of the best there ever was. I like me some Charlie Pride.
Yeah.
This guy, I remember him from all of those...
Pirates of the Caribbean.
He was in that also. And he was in a few other shows. Orlando Bloom, born on today, back in '77.
I don't remember. I guess it was in some of those
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings things. I don't.
He was the bow and arrow guy in that, wasn't he?
Ah.
I think that's who that was.
Not Cupid.
19. No, he wasn't. I've mentioned this before, that this guy wouldn't stand a chance in Nashville right now. Why? Because he was country. Looks were not a thing at one point. It was whether or not you had a voice.
Yeah.
And boy, let me tell you, when those Friday Night Blues came around, he went to number one with that, straightening Miss Emily's picture. But today, he would go number one with Lady Lay Down. John Conley, Mr. Rose-Colored Glasses, went number one today.
Now, that was his voice, not one of these that went through a computer and got synthesized. And you have a lot of that nowadays. Somebody says, ooh, I like the way you look. Can you sing? No. We can change that.
You know, when was it that the sheriff was in with us a few weeks ago? What day was that on?
That was last...
Todd Kemp, when he was... It was on a Friday a couple weeks ago, I think.
It was... Friday was a week ago. This past Friday was a week.
I shared with him a girl, Bella Fance, I think is her name, that I just stumbled upon as they were coming in. She had such a country voice, and then turned to find out she's from Mississippi. She's from a little town just southeast of Aberdeen. I'm telling you, if anybody ought to make it in the world, she has a dolly look. I mean, just she does. Is there a new trend coming? Because I've come up on several songs lately that were actually country. I stumbled on, this was months ago, a guy, and I listened to a couple of his songs, and a couple of them were weak, but he had one that was good, and apparently now it's huge. Some guy named Zach Top. Y'all heard him?
Zach Top?
Pretty good stuff. He's
country?
Yeah, it's like real country. You'd think it was 1990 all over again.
So they may have to go repaint that mural in Memphis again?
We've got several, especially girls, that are coming through that have a distinctive country sound. Could we, by chance... Or am I just getting a taste of stuff that's not making it on radio? I don't know.
Holly Brand did a big singing this weekend. Yeah. She's got a beautiful voice. Hers is a beautiful singing voice that she can sing just about any genre. But now, that one that you were talking about when we had the sheriff in, boy, that girl right there she was country.
Now, here's this guy here. This is I Never Lie is his song that he's got out right now. Guy's country, and he's really good. Let me show you a picture of the girl from Mississippi, if I can.
There she is.
It is well worth looking her up. This girl is talented, and she's from Mississippi. And that's a look at her right there. You can look up her.
And she country. She's through and through country.
Oh, when she does Hello, Darling. She does the Grand Tour, and she does a remake of one of Reba's most famous songs. The girl's got extremely a lot of talent. We hope she makes it there. As we look to Ryan's Hope Ends, I never watched it. I do remember it being on television. Anybody remember that?
I'm like you. I heard the name, and I flipped the channel.
It's gone. 2015, hard to believe that anybody could do this, but he did do it, and we congratulate those, even though sometimes they think a little different than us. Garth passed Elvis in sales, 135 million in albums, and that's probably more since then.
Oh, yeah.
He's done a lot. We give credit where credit is due. And it would be 2023, and this would be yesterday. I went ahead and put this on there because yesterday, because she was a legend.
Yeah.
Her daddy was. Lisa Marie died a year ago yesterday. Believe that or not. Woo. We would also today, y'all remember this? His daddy was one of the most famous.
Yeah.
Evel Knievel's son, Robbie, would pass away, and it was pancreatic cancer that he died at 60.
Yep. Man.
Now, again, I'm not comparison, but his daddy was, that man had nerves of steel.
He was the bomb.com on all that stuff. Man.
Jamie Lynn's telling me that he is huge right now with Zach Top.
Good deal with the teens and the
I'm
young
going to have to send that out to our little group of country critiquers. I'm telling you, the boys like it. I like it. It's good country sound there. We've got more on the way already. What time is it, Odie, over there?
It is 7:44. Man, time is flying.
It is. So we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealers are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealers Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
At Pettit Jewelers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, trust Nicole with your priceless heirloom jewelry. With generations of refined expertise, she ensures your cherished pieces are meticulously cared for. Pettit Jewelers, Philadelphia.
The selection is always changing at Massey Supermart Auto Sales with low-mileage cars and trucks. How about a Z71 2500 HD? Or maybe you're looking for the Ford F-150 with lots of leg room in it. Plenty of SUVs like the Explorer for the family. Or if you're looking for a gas saver to go back and forth to work, come by and see the mini cars like this Nissan.
The low-profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
Welcome back. We often, as we drive around our little town of Meridian, and you could be joining us from somewhere else, each town has got, well, houses that are starting to fall down. We have a huge, tremendous amount of homeless in our area now. There's reasons that they come here for free food, free that, and whatever you want to call it. But house fires are breaking out. They're trying to stay warm. We don't blame anybody for trying to stay warm. We had just this the other afternoon. This was 8th Street and 38th Avenue, Odie, as we would see here. The fire department was on scene as we look at this, and as this comes around. What I want to show you, I'm going to pause it when we get right here, and I've got still pictures of this. Take a look at that in the street.
Trash.
Now, that was not put there from the fire. That was there already. At some point, I don't know who, what, or how, we've got to clean up and be proud of where we live. This is pretty bad there. Now, it was like a bunch of people running out of there like this. One person was detained a few blocks away. I want to say the fire chief may have followed and called the police and said, here's a person, and someone left in handcuffs from that scene. I don't know what they were charged with. They may have had other warrants or something like that, but that happened. That was not the end of what went on over the weekend. As we go here to take a look. Another huge fire there as we look.
Yeah.
And that big water spout there coming off that ladder, trying to put this fire out. That'd be 42nd and South Street is where all that happened there. Gives you a bird's eye view there. And again, most of these houses are abandoned. That this is happening to. Every now and then we have a house that someone lives in, but the majority of what we've got going on, Odie, is abandoned homes that we've got people, is I guess the word squatting in to some degree, and they're trying to keep warm. Let's go to another one. 1300 block of 28th Avenue, we had a fire this weekend also. Some still pictures, and again, a lot of these you get off the main dragways in Meridian are one-way streets.
Yeah, tough to get in and get around. Of course, they have hydrants, which are good. Sometimes you lose one little place and where you're at. You know, this is it's not like they don't have a place to go. It's like we're beating a dead horse. We've got shelter. There's a shelter open and will be until the temperature gets, you know, to where you can live outside comfortably. But conformity. They don't want to conform to the rules of having a nice place to stay with food and warmth.
I do believe
this is what we get in the middle of.
I was trying to get a hamburger, best I can remember. And I really wanted that hamburger. And I got a call and it just didn't make any sense. I got a text that, hey, you need to go to Tanglewood. Tanglewood is a very quiet little subdivision. Doesn't much go on in Tanglewood except a car flipped over. Car flipped in Tanglewood? How could a car flip in Tanglewood? Well, it can happen at any speed, I would think, if you were to a pole and the car ride the pole and then airborne you go. So let's take a look at what went on. We were live on the scene, and I bumped into Odie live on the scene. As we go here to take a look, here it is. Let's blow this up where you can see this a little bit better. Upside down she was. Let's speed this up and take a look at the other side there. Upside down she was. Now, we had one person taken to the hospital for minor injuries, but that could have been a lot worse. and it was muddy.
It was a little muddy.
That was a few of the things that were going on this weekend.
But he was okay.
Yeah, and that's what's good out of that whole little story that we had to tell you.
Yeah. Scared him to death, but
I think it spooked me too.
You know, I would too. Man.
Let's see here. We got several other things that we want to talk about. New wording coming out of Facebook. And Mark Zuckerberg, the guy that owns this, and for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, America has been taught that if you're a man's man, that was wrong.
Yeah.
And he made a statement this weekend in an interview. He goes, I had a bunch of sisters. My children are all girls. But he goes, a man's voice needs to be heard. And he's against downplaying being a man's man. And could we really start seeing a different change coming to Facebook and what they zap you for and this, that, and the other? We certainly hope that it returns to normal. There was nothing wrong with being a man. But people were picked on for standing up and doing the right thing.
So you have, this is something like, you're this big tech guy, and you've got a business ran by a computer. You don't have a phone number. Can nobody call you and talk to you? None of that. You really don't even have an email. People can email you. You design this business, and you say what I say goes and what my computer bot says goes. And you go through here, and you find out somebody that said one little wrong word or something that's got sensitive wrote on it, and you kick them off of your page. We're going to put you in Facebook jail for a week for stating your opinion. Yet you have people on here all the time.
I know where you're going with that.
That are hacking other accounts, stealing other information, making life miserable for whoever tried to get on there, stealing money from all these people, and you don't know how to control that. You have no idea how to get these false
I don't have the answer to that.
Videos off of there, but yet you are so sensitive if somebody says one thing that goes against you, you ban them off your page.
And we may have, and what he's calling it is America was culturally neutered, is what he says. But I don't know, have you read the interviews of what he's talking about, what he went through with the White House? Every day they got phone calls from the White House. You need to change this. They were pressured and pressured and pressured for the last 8 years on what would be allowed on their platform from the White House.
That's his problem. The White House was the only place that had his phone number. If he would have heard from America, he wouldn't have fell down that rabbit hole. I think he was a big part of the problem of the losing of masculinity to begin with, because he went down that rabbit hole. And now he saw after the election is maybe America as a whole doesn't feel that way.
And it's changing.
Now he's got to say, maybe I need to go with real America.
But the important thing on that, at least he is seeing a change and not sticking to the old way.
True. I give him that. Yep.
We will do that. Not all of us wear man purses or man buns. We believe in, straightforward, good old boyness. It's a great thing. We'll see what happens to America over the next years. You can do anything in America. You can be a computer person. You can work on a farm. And we just need to accept that and go on instead of trying to tell people how they need to look. Boy.
Go work on a farm, raise some vegetables, and hopefully we'll get America to start buying American food.
But we need the American farmer back.
Yes, we do.
Quit planting pine trees in his field. Other things. Yeah, y'all know where I'm going with all that.
We got to make sure that they can make some money, and that's keeping Chinese food out and eating American food.
And if y'all remember, what was it, John Cougar Mellencamp, Rain on the Scarecrow, back when they were taking all these farms? We need it. That's what it takes to eat. We'll see what happens. Scotty Ray and Odie on this bright and early morning, 7:54. We'll be right back.
We welcome you to a new vehicle buying experience here at Doc's Toyota. Buying a new vehicle doesn't have to be stressful, but don't just take our word for it.
This was the best experience I've ever had buying a vehicle.
Doc's employees are top-notch.
I drove 2 hours, not once, but twice, to purchase 2 vehicles with a 5-month time frame.
Doc's delivers competitive pricing, a comprehensive selection, and flexible financing options, helping you get on the road from Carthage, Meridian, and beyond. There's a reason why there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. As the seasons change, so do your clothes, and Garrett Sports Center on 8th Street has exactly what you need. Haybo shirts, long and short sleeve, also Hulk shirts, and America's favorite brand, Carhartt, whether you need work pants or slacks for church. And nothing lasts like a pair of Carhartt overalls. Maybe it's a set of boots that you need. From bogs to lacrosse, they have the boot for you. And as hunting season rolls in, they have all the camouflage you need and toboggans to boot. Garrett Sports Center, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. False alarm in Quitman over the weekend as everybody showed up at the bank. We had a real roaring sound coming from the bank, and, well, everybody thought it was robbed. Ended up being just a false alarm there.
Yeah, they're going to go check out their holdings.
Our friends at Clark County Hot Topics went live and covered the situation as police went in, checked out everything, determined it was just an alarm that went off. We did have, and again, still under investigation, some shots fired last night in Clark County. Let me see where it was. County Road 260 is where this would take place. Okay. Someone called and said, hey, some shots just happened. Deputies would disperse to the scene, and they would be investigating. A description of the car was given. They went down the road and found a handgun in the road, probably associated with what just happened.
Yeah, my deductive reasoning skills.
Right. Now, no one was hit, nobody was hurt. They were talked to, detained there. They didn't have anything on them. A little bit later, they would go back and be seen in the same area about where the handgun was found. I think they were talked to, and they said, well, we're trying to find our wallet.
Yeah.
Now, again, no one was arrested. No one was taken into custody because, well, you couldn't put the two together. Yeah. Circumstantial evidence is what we call it.
Sir, could I put ink on your fingers and you touch this page for me, please? No.
But there was something that happened. It's just no arrest happened in the area there.
Yeah.
We'll speak with Anthony and see what he's got to say about all that. A busy little weekend there for Clark County. If you're into oysters, well, the season is opening on January the 15th, 2 days from now.
Just
oysters, I like fried. I can't eat them the other way. You don't even like them fried?
No.
It's a big market there.
It is. I just can't do it.
Well, it's okay.
I'd have to put it on a Ritz cracker and fry it.
There's a few things that I can't eat either that just give me the willies just thinking about it.
Yeah. I can eat most anything on a Ritz.
Well, I'm trying to find out where this old boy died. Maybe I don't
in
even
the pasture.
Yeah.
He went to farmersonly.com.
And he took it literally. Cow killed him. And that's the best we'll put that. We won't go into any big detail.
Use your imagination because it's probably right.
He ain't with us no more.
No, he didn't stick around.
She weighed a little bit more than he did. Jack Smith has resigned because, well, in 7 days, Trump has taken over. And Jack Smith, you go, who is that? He's the guy that was trying to prosecute Trump for everything. And Trump told him, when I hit the office, you're gone. So he went ahead and done it on his own so he could hold his saving grace and look good there.
Yeah. Oh, I quit. Nobody got rid of me.
Yeah.
I quit.
Yeah. We have a new police chief also in Newton, Mississippi. There's been a lot of talk. There were several meetings, town meetings, and people weren't happy with the things were going. We had the police chief take a quick retirement, and we have a new police chief that is now in Newton, and we wish him, Patrick, we do wish him a lot of luck with what he's going to be doing there. Let me pull up his picture. I got it here somewhere. I wanted to show you who to look for because it will be a different look. Here he is. McKenize Patrick is the new police chief there in Newton, Mississippi. They're going to work very tightly with the sheriff's department to take out this crime that has overtaken the city. So get in touch with him. If you have a problem, call down, introduce yourself to him. He's brand new at this. Now, he's worked for the department, but he's the man in charge now. And like most people, they want the crime out of Newton. They want it gone. Sheriff's Department, I think, is going to work with them. They released a joint statement saying it ain't going to happen anymore. So,
and if you want to help him, sit down with him and talk to him, and do some cleanup. That's what it's going to take. Is everybody coming together? This man can't do it alone.
No,
he's got to have help from the community. No police chief can. But man,
and if you've got something that you don't want to tell yourself, feel free to let us know. We'll pass that information along. I'll speak with sheriffs every day. Odie does as well. We'll be glad to pass that information along. Somebody wants to remain anonymous. If you've got something that was looking suspicious, like, say 1 or 2 in the morning, the truck pulls up and you see this smoke coming out and weird things going on.
And these people know that when we say we don't know who this come from, wink, wink.
Right.
That's fine. Give me the information. We'll see what we can come up with.
That's correct.
You are completely safe. Anonymous, it doesn't go anywhere. It stays right here. But we will be your third person to get in touch with them. To get information out there to them, because the only way that they can finish this job is with every one of our help.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, it's your family, your neighbor's family. We got to handle this. Let's take back America one piece at a time, one block at a time, whether it's in Meridian or Newton, Philadelphia, wherever it is. And we know all of these police officers that really want to do good for the communities.
And if Jody's going to work with them, they got a heck of a team.
Oh, Jody don't play.
We work great with them. He's called me a couple times. Hey, I need something.
The cheeseburger.
Anything you need, Sheriff, we're on the way.
Absolutely.
Good guy. So good deal. If y'all are watching and y'all need anything from us, let us know. We'll be glad to push that out to the public.
All right, we need to do some birthdays. Who we got having one today?
We got a few. We got a heap. Of course, this is Monday, so we got to go back to Saturday.
Who had one?
We had Debbie Tomerlin, Wesley Spears, Deanne Richardson, Cheryl Owen, and get this, you ready?
I'm ready.
Sheriff Todd Kemp had a birthday.
He
Saturday.
sure did. Do we got an age on that? No, she wouldn't give it up.
Kathy wouldn't let me know.
Okay.
I said okay.
Shame on you, Kathy.
So Sunday, Bobby Ingram, Barbara Chapman, Mike Culpepper, old buddy of mine. I say a buddy of mine. I've known him for years. Went to school with his daughter. But a good guy. Rochelle Reeves, Alan Brown, all had birthdays Sunday. And then today we got Jerry Burke, Benjamin Moore, C.C. Hollis, Angie Bryan, Michael Sullivan, Emma Patterson, and Rawson Jones turning 11 years old.
Woo! Congratulations on every one of those. It's always good to be 11 years old.
Yeah.
Before it gets all serious.
Yeah, before you have pills coming.
Yeah, and they do show up monthly after that for the rest of your life.
Oh, and
what's that?
We got Carolyn Hollingsworth Miley has a birthday today, and Scott Honeycutt, 75 years birthday Friday, and I missed it. So, Mr. Scott, happy birthday! And I hear everybody threw together a big party for you, but it's Mr. Honeycutt with Woodstock down there celebrating big birthday. So happy birthday Friday. He's still celebrating, so it doesn't matter.
I got in a picture, I just don't know where it is, of a truck that is in a ditch blocking a roadway. As soon as we get an address on where this is, we'll post this picture. Does that look recognizable to you?
I have seen that.
I can't place where it is. As soon as we get this, we'll get this posted.
Is that in town?
I have no clue. So is that
right immediately? It tells me Waterview.
Waterview, where's that at?
But I'm not sure. I don't think that is Waterview.
Oh, True Hotel in Sam's is where this is. Is where this picture.
Oh, yeah, okay. Happy birthday to Amy McWilliams. Look at there. Amy's got a birthday.
Let me see here, and we'll get this up in just a second. Let me see if I can drag this over, and maybe this will show Odie. Maybe I've never tried this
Tommy
before.
Irby. 87.
Let me hit a button here to see if this works. There we go.
Ooh, look at there.
So that's up by True Hotel, Sam's area there. If you're in that neck of the woods there, we got an 18-wheeler that hung just a little too close to that curb. We'll get this posted in just a moment there. Be careful, and always do that. All right, we got to get out of here, which means we got to thank the good Lord above. What you got for us today?
We're going to go to 1 Chronicles 29:11. Thine, O Lord, is the greatest, and the power and the glory and the victory and the majesty, for all that is in heaven and in the earth is thine. Thine is the kingdom, O Lord, and thou art exalted as head above all. We'll keep him in the forefront of everything you do. Start your day off with a little talk with the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It will change your life. Y'all have a wonderful day. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Until then, remember, we love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday.
Did we get those 2 birthdays right there?
Hayden Ray. Did not get Hayden Ray 20. I got Tommy Irby at 87.
Okay.
I think we're all caught up. So bring us some more on in here.
Yeah, it's always good to get your birthday mentioned there. We appreciate it. God bless y'all so much. Me and Odie will be back in the morning at roughly 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll be here.
We'll see you then.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.